I am down here in the basement. I was upstairs printing on my big printer, the Canon i870 something is what I was printing on. I was printing off I printed off the plasma from the volcano, and then I was printing off these other pictures, and the internet went out. So now I'm on the alternate Wi-Fi at my house, but look how cool. Look at this. How can anyone say that this is not a ship? This ship, it showed up around the same time that ship showed up at the observatory in Hawaii. I printed it off on 11 by 17 is what it's been printed on. 11 by 17. You can look at that in the sky. That's a ship. I don't care what they're trying to tell you that it ain't. And this is not raindrop. That is a ship. That's a ship too, right there, going all the way across that window. Hello, Emmett, honey. I would be upstairs on my big computer. Hello, Frank, honey. But my internet is out. So I'm down here in the basement is where I'm at. I was printing off some of this stuff. Look at that. They got these big satellites up there. Look, the National Radio Observatory. I'm actually printing these off, and I'm putting them on the wall around my desk, my studio area. Look at the squid, how beautiful it looks when you print it off in the sky. Look at that. Look at that squid, you all. And then we can look inside it. You can tell that that is not normal clouds. There's actually beings inside there, and they're looking at, it looks like a ship. It literally, oh my gosh, it does look like a ship. Look at do you see the edge of that? Let me shrink it down. You see the edge of that? The edge of that looks like a ship. It even has the blunt edge of a ship. Oh my gosh, let me get this out of the way. Let me get this out of the way. Let me get this out of the way. Let's come over to this and look at it, you all. It's got the blunt edge. Pull my pants up, y'all. See, my pants are getting a little baggy. Well, these are my baggy pants down here. Let me look at this. Look at this. Look, it is the blunt edge of a ship. You see it? You see how blunt it is? Look at that. So I've printed these off on my 11 by 17. I've got a lot of cardstock. This is a photo matte paper. This is when the observatory, this is squid, but as you can see, it's up on closer observation. It is, I have to use the other Wi-Fi, and I know it's kind of a weak signal. Is it going in and out, you all? They don't want me to show it. Is it still buffering right now? They don't want me to show it. That's what they don't want. It's buffering a little while I speak. It's good now. You just got finished buffering, you all. No. I mean, as when we was looking at it on the computer, it looked one way, but when I look at it, let me turn Rosie's box upside down. Well, no, Rosie's box will be a whatever. Let me look at this. So let me do this. I'm trying not to move. So this was the squid at the observatory. I printed it out on 11 by 17 photo mat paper. And it did. It looked like a squid. But when you look close at the edges are blunted. They are literally, I need an ink pen. They are literally, my shadow on my finger, they got a blunted edge. You see, it's blunted. Blunted. And there's windows in there, you all. It's 1, 2, 3, 4 like ships. Yes, it's mechanical looking on the end. It's mechanical looking on the end, although it could be a mechanical squid. It could be a mechanical squid, you all. Let me get something different. See, we got these satellites, and you know these satellites, these radio, national radio, I'm gonna hang this up on my wall too, but you know, what are they looking for? They're looking for signals too. I'm gonna get up off the floor. I wish I had a better signal. Hold on. I had to set under this great big light that I hung. Don't let it buffer. Now let's look at this, you all, because this is hello. You just tuning in. I'm on the basement floor again. I got lots of see, I'm printing these off to hang on the wall. I've already got the plasma hanging up there. I got the mats hanging up too. So this is the squid. We got to zoom up on it. The squid at the observatory, and you know when that happened. You think they're getting gas? What about the eclipse? The royal one. We talked about the eclipse today. We talked about the eclipse last night. I've mentioned the eclipse all day long today. And I would go up there and I would show it. But I don't have no Wi-Fi upstairs. I'm actually using the alternative Wi-Fi, which is not located in this house. But we're going to look at the squid. There's something going on. It's not a squid unless it's a mechanical squid that had showed up at the observatory. Because when we zoom up on it, you see, look at it. And there's something up in the sky too. You can see there's things up here. They're straight. Okay, but let's look at the edge of this, the blunted edge. Oh my gosh, it's the windows. It looks like there's some windows up here too on this, but let's look at this edge. It's blunted. You see, it's got a blunted edge, a blunted edge, a blunted edge, a blunted edge. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 different sections to this. 4 sections. And in the 4 sections, okay, we're getting a closer look at them. What does it look like in the inverted mode? Okay. Okay, we can see it in the inverted mode. We can see a little bit in it. You can see what it looks like in the inverted mode. You know what? Looking at this in the inverted mode, the way this is going like this and wavy looking, you know what this reminds me of? And I can't get on my computer. When I was going 65 southbound on a second shift, there were these clouds. They look like a roll of snakes in the sky on the horizon. They circled around the whole north, south, east, or west, and they were layered like that. But then they could have been these right here. There's some kind of ships, and there's something inside of them. Is what is happening. You're just tuning in. There's something inside of these. Okay, it's buffering. It's buffering. It's okay. It's buffering right now. I'm trying to set still because I don't have a good connection because my main internet is out at the house. So I do have a signal down here in the basement. I would have a closer signal if I went outside where it's cold, but it's dark. So I'm on the different Wi-Fi, the backup Wi-Fi here at the house. It's amazing what you can see when you use different forms of media. Are we doing good now? Let me look at this so we can look at it again. Look. This was the squid. I printed off these. They're on 11 by 17 photo mat paper. All right. We're going to look at it one more time. Oh, really, Tracy? Only when I talk about, oh, okay. Well, I'll try not to say it. Okay, well, let's look at this close. See the edge of it? There's something. There's the edge of them. There's a lot of them. You know what? And I was trying to print also. I was trying to print a picture. I shared it recently. It was a ship in the clouds, and it had like 1, 2, 3 in it, and it was kind of curved like this, and it was on its side, and it was one of these. It was one of these. It was in black and white. I caught it in the clouds as I was coming toward a stoplight, and I shared it just recently, maybe in one of the shorts or something, but it had these ribs in it. And I was looking at it tonight because I was going to print it. It had these ribs in it. I think this is a gigantic ship, a massive mechanical ship. But what's this part right here? Did this ship shed its cloaking? What if this right here, now let's think about this, you while you're thinking about it. Let's think about this. What if this ship, the cloud used to be in front of the ship, and you know how you can slide the sleeve off? What if this ship got the cloud sleeve off of it so it could be seen? Now think about it that way. So suppose this part right here was originally shifted all the way up to here, and it cloaked it. But when I went over to the webcam, what if this part right here somehow left this part right here and shoved itself to the back so that we could see it like this? Yeah, the Mad Witch Films. I know it twirled. We watched it twirled. We did so much documentation on it, and we have a squid list, a squid playlist dedicated to this right here in the sky. It's something else. It's got the shape of a squid. It could be a mechanical squid. It did twirl around in the sky, but there's blunted ends to this thing in the sky. The ends are blunted, and they're looking familiar to me. They're looking mighty familiar, like that. You see, like Mad Witch. We've already checked it out. I'm down. Listen to me. I'm down here in the basement. I do not have access to do a live video on my main, and I'm not going to go back and redo the work and the documentation that I've already done on this squid. Now we're further investigating it. We're going back on it. We're looking at it with a different type of media, which is print. And upon closer observation, there are more details that are coming out on this. You go to the YouTube. You got the internet. You go to the YouTube. You go study the squid playlist because it has a whole lot of videos in it. It's under the observatory. You go look at it. I'm not going to go back and rehash that. I'm not. That's me. Okay, that's me right here. This is it's mechanical like. It's mechanical like right here. Yeah. No. Well, this is on paper. This is on paper. I printed it off. I cannot print a whole entire footage on paper. That's a waste of my print. I'm only got the most clear pictures that I am going to print out. And this was the most clear of all of it. And I mean, it was twirling around like it was coming in from the other dimension. Okay, it's like the CERN. It's not like the CERN. It's like the Norway spiral. You know how it was spiraling and spiraling and spiraling? It's like something came in from the other dimension. I think right now that this thing literally swirled itself in from the parallel world or the other dimension that is right next to ours, because it was literally twirling itself into our realm. It literally manifested itself into our realm. Okay, so that was that one. I'm on the basement floor, you all. My internet is out. I'm having to use the backup internet, which has a very weak signal. Yes, like a sheath on it. It twirled and twirled and twirled. This thing, this had more cloud structure on it. But this thing right here, kind of like it went to the back, is what happened. Yes, Shauna, honey, and Al, honey. We got these radio telescopes. I'm going to hang that on my wall, too, because it's the National Radio Astronomy Observatory. Don't ask me where that's at. I have no idea. But then that brings us to this one right here. Remember this? This is the north view of the Canada-France-Hawaii telescope. This massive ship right here, and I've got so much flack from the naysayers. This right here is a ship that showed up cloaked in the clouds like this. We're looking at it. There's the vehicles out here. It's in the clouds, and there's something inside them too. Look, it's kind of like let me tell you something. So there's sometime during this video footage, the time lapse that they did on this one right here showed up. This showed up, which looked like maybe a raindrop or something like that, some kind of plasma. And this ship, this is a ship, some kind of plasma ship that literally, hello, Applebrooks, honey, it docked itself outside. I'll tell you where it docked itself outside. Let me see this. Let's look for this point right here. You see this point right here? Let's look for it over here. It docked itself outside. It was, I think it was right there. Right there. I think that's where it docked itself. But there was a window or something behind it. It docked itself on the side of this observatory. It could have even came up to this window right here. One of the opening windows is where this thing parked itself for a long time. Well, probably not too long, maybe 30 minutes. It parked itself there. There are no ledges or anything right there. No, it literally was hovering there. And I believe something came out and they went inside one of these windows, or somebody met them. They could have even been right here, but I think there's something right over there. I'm really thinking it was right over here somewhere, but this right here is in the way. But remember that. There's a great big ships. And if you're just tuning in, it didn't park. This wasn't on the ground. This was literally hovering. It came from the sky and it was parked, just hanging off the side. It's not a car either. It belongs to something like this. I'm down here in the basement. My main Wi-Fi is out. I was printing these off of my 11 by 17 photo mat paper. And I thought, well, why didn't I was getting ready. Here's one. This the one I was getting ready to print. Was remember when time travelers said that the aliens were going to make contact on December the 8th of 2022? Was it 2022? I think it was 2022. And there was this great big old light. There was a light, and it was hovering right in the sky over this observatory right here. And or you could say over this observatory right here was a massive light. It was at night. It was a perfect disc. It was a disc that had a great big gigantic light beaming down, and it had this type of shape. So if you would turn this upside down, it was something like this up in the sky. You could see the outer edge of it, and it had great big white glow coming out on that. And that was on December the 8th. But they shut the observatories down. Their cameras said they were under maintenance. That was what I was printing off, and the internet went out because my printer, I do not have it hard plugged into the back of my computer, although it has that capability, but I had it on a Wi-Fi and the internet is out. So therefore I'm stuck down here, and I'm on the Wi-Fi. You're in Newcastle, England. Your videos are amazing. They're intriguing. A printer net. Oh, wow, Al. That's really interesting, printer net. Yeah, I'm getting a headache like on this side and this side. It's like, no, I'm hanging these up. I'm literally hanging them up on my wall upstairs. I'm printing off more. I got a lot of photo mat paper. Got a lot of print stuff, but I thought I'm going to make it look nice because this is no joke. It's no joke at all. This is as far as I got. I had so much more that I was going to print, and I am going to print when the internet comes back up. But you know what? This did not get the coverage that it should have got. You know why it didn't? It's because of who I am, because I'm not I'm not a famous person. I'm not a person they would really want. I'm not the person they would want to show stuff like this, you know, because I'm all over the place. This is why this did not get as much coverage as it should have. You can see the blunted ends. This thing literally, and it did, it was twirling in the sky, coming in from the other dimension, and then it manifested this shape right here, and the ends are too blunted. They're way too blunted. You can see things in the portholes. They're like the portholes of a ship. Now you can look out the submarines and stuff like that. Yeah, something like that. And we called it a squid, and I have a squid playlist on this YouTube channel, a whole playlist dedicated to the squid at the observatories. And we even took a squid, a real squid, and overlaid it over, I mean, we put it over top of it to show the shape. They don't like my popularity, but the people that follow you, and they lose control. Yes, it's right. You see it? It looks a lot different on paper when you print it off. It can't be manipulated now because it's on paper. And there's things on the inside of it. But it did. It twirled around and twirled around until it disappeared. It's a really good video footage. It's excellent. It looks like there's some more portals like up there too, if you're just tuning in. And this thing right here, when you see at the observatories, when that weather comes in and it gets all cloudy like this, you see the clouds start rolling in like this, and like the fog and the vapor and whatever they want to call it. This is when they come in, right here. They come in and they dock. They go looking in these windows, or somebody comes out. They meet up. They meet up. I refuse to believe that there's only lower worker bees working at these telescopes. When scientists from around the world, they have interest in these telescopes, and they got their scientists looking at them and stuff. And underneath that area, you know what's going into the ground. It's those ships. They're coming down from the sky. The cylindrical shaped ships are coming down from the sky above. They're going down into the shafts in the ground. Now, I haven't seen the black ones go down. I've only seen the black ones suspended in mid. I don't know what they were doing. I have no idea, but I could put a story together on it if I focused on it. I could tap into it. I really could. I really do believe I could tap into to what they were doing there. If I let my mind go there, I could do it. I'm going to start focusing more, but look at that. This one was massive. This one right here, I would venture to say, because this was hanging off the side of the hill, just suspended. And you know, there were cars down here. There's one car here and one car here. And these guys came outside and they were looking over there. And you know they saw that in the sky, because it didn't just disappear. No, it stayed in the sky for around probably 30 or 40 or 50 minutes as the clouds went by. Otherwise, why are they going to come out there? You know they saw their presence in the sky. And that was in November of 2022. That's when it was, November of 2022. And this was around the same time frame too. No, something happened. Something happened. And then this happened too. This was in the end of the year 2022. Also, look at the edge of this. There's something inside those holes. It's not suction cups. That is massive. I think they're trying to be really quiet because they don't want nobody to know. And I'm getting a headache. Yeah. They were the first, and when people found out, they built the scopes. It could have been like that. It really could. Shelly, the squid is dark. Yeah. If you're just tuning in, I'm on the basement floor. I got this blown up to 170%, so I could print it on my printer. Yeah. So that's why I'm down here, because this is the only thing I got a map of the the New World, the new USA map put off, and the plasma from the volcanoes early today. I've already got them on my wall, but I was printing these, and then it wouldn't finish printing. That's when the internet went out. What did they hide during lockdown, Rayo? That's a really good question. You know they hid something. They were doing something. They were solidifying something during that lockdown. They didn't want nobody outside and communicate. You know, I was thinking something else too. Well, I'm not going to say it because it does not even apply to this video. We'll see that in the future also. But you got these right here. I don't even know where is this located? Does anybody know where this is located? The National Radio Astronomy Observatory. Where's that located? Is that located in New Mexico? We got some. It's located around the volcanoes because there is the caldera right there. It's flat. Kind of look like pyramids. You know, these do look like pyramids. What if they are all pyramids and somehow they got turned into volcanoes? Where is that located? Because I forget now. We share so many videos on this thing right here. This right here was literally, it hovered. You don't know what I was whispering a few ago? I don't know. This hovered. It parked itself hanging off of one of these windows up here in the sky. So it must have used I don't know what it was using, but it was able to lock itself in place, is what it was. Now, we got wonderful moderators on here. You can share your comments and you can, you know, share your whatever, but you got to be respectful. This is serious what's happening. It's really serious. We ain't seen nothing yet. We haven't seen anything yet. And I'm going to print off more. I'm going to print off a whole lot more because I'm going to have them on paper too. See, this is the thing. We got the digital age now and everything. Even your photos on your phone, they're digital. They go up into the iCloud. And if the iCloud don't want you to retrieve them, you are not going to get them because they're going to own all the rights up there in the iCloud. They are. So I'm setting here. This thing literally was parked outside of one of these windows, either there or there, just in the sky. We did a video on it. We did the whole entire time lapse, and I've got the time lapse. If I have pictures of these, rest assured, I have the whole entire time lapse in an observatory photo. Time lapses and observatory photos. My head's getting hot, y'all. I'm getting hot. Give myself a hot flash on this floor, even though I'm glad the floor is cold. Al, honey, you gonna be left here? The iCloud backed you out setting up your cable modem. Oh, I believe it. Your Southern New Jersey Mac. Okay, now you all listen. This squid could be mechanical. It's got blunted ends like, I don't know. It's got something in it. It literally twirled its way into our dimension. See, that looked like an octopus eye right there, like a squid eye. And it shed its sheath, its cloud sheath, rode off so we could see this part. It did not show its form for long. Its true form right here was only in view not very long at all. And then the clouds came and covered it back up, is what happened if you're just tuning in. How are we doing? Are we buffering still? Are we not buffering no more? Because this is like, did anyone say where these were located? Are these also in Hawaii too? This National Radio Astronomy Observatory by, is it NRAO? Yeah. Is that this who told me where it was at? That's in Africa? That's not in Africa. This can't be in Africa. Surely somebody on here knows where this is at. Hello? Because this is these cameras, these radio, like radio telescopes. Headquarters are located on the campus of the University of Virginia in Charlottesville. Thank you, Anto, for letting us know. Okay, well then why does it look like there's a volcano right there? Why does it look like either a volcano or like the top of a pyramid cut off? Because it's a very high peak. I mean, it could even be a mountain. It could. Yeah, I'm sitting on the floor. These are 11 by 7 printouts of the ships that were there. Oh, well, I just now looked down is what happened. Sweden joined the NATO. Somebody said don't join NATO, right? Oh, okay. This ship, that ship is as wide as this telescope right here. That's what I'm venturing to say. It is as wide as this telescope. And you can see how tiny these cars are parked next to the telescope. That should tell you how big this thing is compared to a car. Look how tiny they are. And like I said again, the men came out and they were looking up in the sky at this thing setting in there. Why would it park itself right there in front of that telescope if it didn't have something it wanted to say? Why would they have their ships hover on the side of this telescope where these windows open up? Because they can open up any window they want to. They can open up these windows if they want to. Any single window. Why would they sit there and do that if they didn't have something to say? Well, they wouldn't. There's a reason why they're at the side of the telescope. One night, when we went over to the telescopes, there were lights of different color. The windows were open in one of the telescopes, and there were all of these different color lights that were flashing on the inside of the telescope one night. That was a video from quite a while back, probably a couple years ago. There was literally this flashing all inside it. They had some kind of a meeting. It was like there was like twirling plasma lights or something on the inside. It was wild. It's really wild. I've been on here for 33 minutes. There's a lot going on. No geopolitical politics. You remember that, Shauna, honey? Yeah. You all, this is serious. Okay, I'm on the basement floor. The internet is out. I think it's still out. I could see if it's even going to come back on. You know, I can see if the internet's going to come back on if I do like this. But if I do it and it's on, you know, it's going to automatically switch over. It'll switch over to that internet, and it'll take me off the Wi-Fi that I'm already on. That's okay. That's okay, you all. So look at this. Came in from the other dimension. It twirled its way like a whirlwind, twirling in the sky, twirling in from the other dimension. And we only got to see that part of it for a very brief moment in time before it was covered back up with this. And you see how it's twisted like that? It's like if there's I think there was a video I shared recently. I seen layers of these in the sky, just hovering horizontally, north, south, east, or west. That was back in around 2019 or 2020. But I thought they were ships, but then I didn't know. But now looking at these, I believe they were some type of ships. I was gonna print. Oh, you all. I got a lot of stuff I want to print from my printer, and I'm gonna put it on this big paper because In the Skies of Tennessee, that was a really good one. I was going to the clouds that were in the sky of Tennessee's. They literally were layered like those light ships, and they had the same pattern on them in Tennessee. And I was going to print that too. I'm going to still print it because the internet's not going to be down forever. It's not. I'm getting y'all. I'm going to take something. My head's now I got like a slight head. I rarely ever get headaches, but I got maybe a number 2 of a headache. Ought to be thankful it's not more than that. Yeah. So I'm going to go and I'm not at my big computer. I printed these off. This is, I'm going to, yeah, I like it. I like it like that. It was the WeWork building. God's a sipping. It was the WeWork building. It was in Nashville, Tennessee. And that's what it was outside of. That's where we saw the Cubes building in that area. But Tennessee, Nashville, that's before they changed the cameras and changed how they do things, is what it was. So you can see that. You can see that this is some type of ship with a blunted end, and there are holes. They're looking out their windows, is what it looks like. They got windows that they're looking out, whoever they are. Yeah, that's where it's at. And yeah. Oh, what'd you say in Virginia, where they gather a third of the internet stuff? Is that that's what we heard last week? 1/3 of the global traffic, internet traffic, or some kind of traffic comes through Virginia. Is that what it was in Virginia? I think we read that, something like that. I got to get you all. I'm going to get up off this floor. So, and with that being said, hello, wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello, from my heart to yours. Love you. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. Please hit that subscribe button. Hit that thumbs up button, you all. This is serious. Different media gives you a better look. Paper, this is printed off. The digital can be manipulated. They manipulated my word when I was talking about the green planet-like object at Mount Etna yesterday. And then this morning when I was doing my video that I uploaded, I was going like this, the green-like object, and they changed my word to orange. And they made my lips say orange when I said green. That's how fast artificial intelligence can manipulate what you say. You got to be very careful. I'm going to go. So with that being said, hello, wherever you are, excuse me, in any part of the world, hello, from my heart to yours. Love you. Thank you, moderators. Thank you all for your comments. There's something going on right there. And there is a ship that literally hovered on the side of one of these windows. And this is some kind of ship. It's got great big windows in it. You can see they're right there. It's got a blunted edge to it. Yeah. And they're looking for signals from somewhere. And it's not just foreign enemies or other people from other states. No, they're looking in space. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Love you.